Hello, Karen. I've just seen the PayPal. Thank you so much. I thought you wouldn't be able to join. Hi, hi, Sharon. Hi, Maureen. I didn't expect actually anyone to join this live, very last minute live, and even rescheduled a little bit earlier, just a few minutes ago, because I figured out that I that I messed up again with the time zones and. Uh, I have a class in 1 hour. It's just absolutely crazy doing all these time conversions. Let me show you myself. Hi everyone. Hi Satya. Whew, I look horrible. I know that. Um, I woke up at 5 in the morning, and a few hours ago I did a very difficult exam. Hi Misha. You probably shouldn't see me looking this bad, but thank you so much for joining. Oh, thank you, Karen. You're very sweet. Oh my goodness. You might have figured out by now where I am. For those of you who have been watching my tours from Israel for quite a while, and this is the place I really wanted to come, and I really wanted to do the live. I had a bit different plans, but because the events of this crazy weekend unfolded so weirdly but nicely, I couldn't come here. I couldn't be here. So. Um, I just wanted to share with you some updates while showing you around. So, and for those of you who's watching this, as a recording, hi, and thank you so much for watching this. And I'm sorry you couldn't join live, but that's because my crazy schedule just, well, I just could not schedule it because I didn't know when I finish, when I reach Ashkelon, all the way from Jerusalem through Tel Aviv. I still have my bag with me. Hold on a second. That's the same bag I actually arrived with and never really parted since Friday. It's been here with me all the time. Absolutely, absolutely crazy, crazy weekend. So let me first of all update you on like where I am, and I should probably, yeah, and just, you know, I would like to say that I'm sorry in advance if you're gonna hear in this sound of the wheels of my suitcase. It's been the soundtrack of the past few days. Hi Sharon. Hello. I just wanted to take you to Ashkelon, to the city where we lived, starting from the, well, like 17th of March 2022. This is exactly the date of our Aliyah. And I think just a couple of days later, well, just, yeah, I think just a few days after we actually moved, we arrived. I did a surprise live stream, and well, some of you, very few of my viewers knew that because of the events that unfolded in February 2022 in Russia. Some of you, very few of the haygoers, knew where I would be going, but most of you, for most of the, well, my audience, that was still a surprise. That was a surprise. It was even a surprise to me because before that, I only been to Israel once, so I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't know I would be living in a small city. Well, Israel is just a small country, but Ashkelon is not really a small city. It's definitely among the 10 biggest cities in, well, let's say, yeah, Japan. Well, okay, at least population wise. And I had no idea that the city would give me so much knowledge and experience that I didn't know that. I did not expect that because this city has so much to show, so much to offer, but it's so undiscovered, and it's so uh, forbidden for just one reason, just one reason, honestly. And I wasn't aware of how big and important and how decisive this reason is, unfortunately. But things definitely are changing. So, and of course, I'm talking about, and you know that I'm never, I'm not the guy who will be, well, sugarcoating things. No, I'm just saying things as they are. So uh, the proximity to Gaza is is the reason why this city is so underestimated. And it's not like, we've we never experienced any aggression, any sirens before October, before the events of October. Of course not. And you may have seen some of my tours that I actually did amidst the escalations. But what happened on the 7th of October is was different from the very beginning. And well, uh, what followed afterwards. And I actually just realizing that, well, how traumatizing those events were for me. It's not like, obviously I'm not the most traumatized one, of course not. And we're very lucky, and Ashkelon is very lucky, because only thanks to the courage and devotion of just really a handful of soldiers. First of all, on the 7th of October, Ashkelon had not been invaded. However, it had been infiltrated. So they're also, well, I don't want to use this word, but you know what I'm talking about, because I'm also not. I'm not sure whether YouTube is gonna like what I'll be saying. That's the reason, basically. And this is when the life in Ashkelon stopped for several weeks, and obviously there was nobody in Marina, where I am now. Yes, it's Marina. It's Marina in Ashkelon, the beautiful city with really rich history that dates back to, okay, well, almost 5,000 years, at least, probably even more. That's the city that's mentioned in the Old Testament several times. It's the city that has actually the oldest national park, and some of the oldest arched gates ever found to the date in Israel. There are some other gates as well that survived, but well, Ashkelon's gates are one of the most impressive ones. Uh, well, with all that, I'm just summarizing a little bit of how lovely Ashkelon is, and how the city is, traumatized. But hopefully this will change soon, and hopefully the city will be back to, well, to its usual, I would say, because from what I have seen, however, I haven't really been here a lot, for the past few days. And as you know that, well, starting from the 14th of October, we were in Amsterdam, thanks to Stefan, the Amsterdam guide, whom you all know, of course, and thanks to Catherine, and thanks to the support of you, the viewers. And we spent a quiet 3 months in Amsterdam, and then we moved to Georgia, at least for now. So many of you, well, text me, send me emails asking for how long we're staying in Georgia, and I have no idea. Many of you are asking me if we are coming back to Israel, and I'm saying we have no idea. But today, and I'm leaving Marina now. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Dorley. Hi, Dorley. Yes, the reason why, well, the escalations never really bothered us because there is Iron Dome that's been super helpful. But as I said, the October events were very different, right? You know it, Oli. You know it. So eventually, as you know, I've been studying for my guiding license in Israel for a long time, for over a year now, and I started to get to know, yeah, actually, yeah, I started, to learn about the history of Israel, to get to know about the history of Israel, actually from Ashkelon. So I owe the city a lot, that's for sure. So today was a was a big day, and I wanted to share this update with you. And I think it's quite symbolic that I'm sharing this update from the city where my journey to, well, let's say, my pursuit of a new career. Well, it's not exactly the new career because you know that I'm a tour guide anyway. Well, but this is another, I would say, adventure in my career. This is actually where it started. So today I did my exam, the first of the two in Jerusalem, written one, and I don't know the results yet. Let me just say this because I'm sure you would have asked whether I passed or not. I don't know whether I passed. It is it is still quite empty. Yes, many businesses are well opened up, but some businesses have not yet. Uh, Many people have returned because Ashkelon was one of the cities that was really deserted, but not really evacuated like on a large scale basis, uh, for a number of reasons. And many people, many Ashkelonians are not happy with it how it was done, how it was handled. But that's the reality as well. And here I am. Well, it's dark and there's not much you can see, but I couldn't make it to Ashkelon earlier than that to show you the sunset. Today we had some sun, that's true, but I spent the day in a big convention center in Jerusalem with about 400 future tour guides like me. So I don't know the results yet. Um, the but there is something quite symbolic, I would say. So first of all, how do I feel about it? Well, there are two parts in the written exam, and the oral one, if I pass, the oral one is like in the end of April, somewhat. Well, we don't have the dates yet, of course. And if I fail, then I won't be allowed to take the oral exam, which the oral exams are always done in Jerusalem. So Sharon, I think we think that the results are gonna be given to us well as early as I don't know 3 weeks from now. That's what everybody's saying, but it could be longer than that. Could be a month easily. I'm just showing you the beach. The beaches in Ashkelon are also lovely. It's one of the really best beaches, um, and also safe beaches. There are other beaches as well, of course. I'm not saying that this is the only beach in Israel. Of course not. The entire coastal plain has there's so many lovely beaches. But the Ashkelon beach is definitely uh, a good one, and we had so much fun here with my family. So this is a bit sad, Anyway, so let me just share with you some some things. I'm just thinking, I just want to choose the way to go, and I think I won't be going to the beach now because I have a bag with me, and it's gonna just sink in the it's gonna sink in the sand, and I don't want that. And I also don't want to hear people here for having some exercise or something. So I'll just move a little bit. There's a lovely workout zone, workout area, free for anyone. They're like great playgrounds for kids. Really nice. And some things have changed. So there is a new ramp built over there, and I think they're still uh, adding something else. So the temperature, Maureen, the temperature, I think, I think it feels like 13 degrees centigrade, something like that. Of course, it's always cold in Jerusalem, and it was quite chilly in the morning when we reached. So, but it's nice and not really cold, a bit windy because I'm by the sea, of course. Oh, it smells so like the smell is just the same. Look, there is a beautiful moon, like full moon. Let me show you. It's lovely. Jerusalem is. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Karen. It's not like I've really been following the temperature. Okay. Let me zoom it in just for you to see the moon. So that so that is the moon. Hold on a second. So the updates from me. So in the written exam, there are like two parts. The first one, and you're given 1 hour, is the multiple choice uh, questions about history, about anything, absolutely anything from any period, about any of the religion that you can find in Israel. There are many that you can find. And actually, there was Ashkelon in the questions. So at least that I, I knew how to answer. And generally, it was quite difficult. There were also geopolitical questions and, um, of course, questions about Judaism, about the Old Testament, many things, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, and it's not like you can just guess from the four options because half of the tasks are actually open questions. So you need to insert, the one or two words without any prompts as well. So you cannot just, try your luck and guess. That's one of the challenges. But that was Ashkelon, so that I did right. Then also, oh, I really want to stop here also to show you the beach and a little bit of the sea. Hold on a second. That would be a nice spot to do that. And there was also, after a break, hold on. So, just the beach. There's a small lighthouse over there. Well, not spectacular, but in the sunset, it looks very special. And I have done several sunset tours with you, and I even have a couple of recordings, so I might be able to share it as a tribute to Ashkelon, because Ashkelon is the city I will definitely be homesick about in a way. Um, in a way. Uh, so sorry, just I'm a bit brain fogged because of the tension today. So the second part was you're supposed to write. Well, you're given like four options, like four different groups. 4 different areas in Israel, and the groups are different. You know, the age, the interests, their background, and you should choose one group and write an itinerary with all the stops, with all the roads, with all, well, covering the areas of the interest of the group. And then also you need to write 6 short guarding units. One each is 150 words, and then one extended guided unit, which is 360 words. And to do that, you're given 3 hours. Well, I've been quite lucky because I am a Lachadasha. I'm a new immigrant, and the new immigrants, as well as a few other categories, are given extra 45 minutes. And without those extra 45 minutes, I would have failed. I wouldn't have done at least 20%. So let me share with you also a little bit of my face. Thank you, Risa. Thank you so much. And well, you only get to choose one group and one itinerary, one area. You don't have to do all the 4 groups. Thank goodness. And you know what? There was the area that I really wanted the most, the coastal plain, and such places as Caesarea, where I have done 2 tours for Hago. And I have the recordings, and I haven't shared them with you yet, but I will. I really badly wanted to go to Caesarea this time, but there clearly was no time. And well, I will tell you that what I was doing, it was this weekend. Also, oh, here's some good light at least. Whew. So there was Caesarea. There was also the beautiful Crusader site that I was absolutely in love with, and I did some filming. I haven't really done a virtual tour there yet. There's a beautiful, beautiful site with breathtaking views, and I'll definitely be doing this tour now to share it with you. There was also Haifa, where I have done so many tours for you and for my other partners. There was what else was there? Let me think. There was something else. Oh, of course, there was another beautiful site on the coastal plain on the shores of the Mediterranean that was also a very big area of my interest. The Phoenicians and their dyes. So the way they dyed the fabrics, what kind of dye they used, the shells, all these stories, and like I started that. I indeed, and I loved it because obviously every guide in Israel, I think just every guide everywhere, anywhere, has some areas and well, let's say periods they like most, or let's say they like better, they know better, and some worse. And I also have this, of course. So I did my best. Hopefully, I didn't mess a lot. So we'll see. You gotta add. Well, you gotta gain certain amount of points. You gotta score a certain amount of points to pass or fail, depending on what you prefer, what you want. We'll find out. I'll definitely let you know when I know the results. And I have no idea whether I actually passed or not. I don't know. I don't have this confidence now. But at least I know. Yeah, to me, to myself, to the person who has never lived in Israel before and who has spent in Israel less than 2 years, at least in my own eyes, I haven't failed. And this really, really matters a lot. So it's definitely been worth it, worth all the efforts, all the money, all the time, all the sleepless nights, all the early mornings, to it was worth it, coming back and, well, trying to do this despite the fear. Because so I'm kind of proud of myself, no matter what the results are. I'm proud of myself And I'm so grateful to my audience, for being with me all this time, for supporting me, for encouraging me to do more tours, and it's so great. I mean, again, this could be a fail, but not to me, not to me. Okay, give me a second. It's not like I really, really plan to cry. I just wanted to share with you that together we have done a great job, and it's nothing is over yet. And there is still, if I pass, there is still a long way to go. There is an exam in Jerusalem, and that's a bit. It's going to be a bit challenging, geographically, logistically for me. But I'm taking one step at a time. I'm not making long-term plans anymore. So uh, let me go through the comments because that's been a bit difficult to follow the comments. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Now, well, I wish you were here also to give me a hug, but I feel that. So I've been feeling the support all this time ever since I left home, and ever since I left Ashkelon, and ever since you know, ever it's been. I've been feeling this all the time. So it's to me it doesn't really matter whether the tours are virtual or not. They are tours. They are this is effort, knowledge, exchange of energy, information, experience, feelings, all of that. So to me, it doesn't really matter if it's a virtual tour, if it's you know, uh, no, it's a virtual one. Yeah, and it's just a few more things that I wanted to share. It's such a pity that this Mamluk Mamluk period um, pilgrimage site is not doesn't have lights. That's a bit sad. That's a bummer. I really like this place, but we're gonna see it anyway in the light. We're gonna see it. That's one of my exactly this bench is one of my um, contemplation sites, so to speak. I love to come here when I had some time before tours in Ashkelon, and I needed to hit the books just a little bit more because it was not easy to learn all these thousands of years of history. And my first tours were not really impeccable. By no means they were. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so nice. Don't make me cry anymore, please. I love it. I love this building. So and I just would come here and sit on the bench and do reading and do reading and reading and reading. And I'm so grateful to Misha for letting me do this. I'm so grateful for his understanding, and his well, he could have said, Anna, you can't do this. You cannot be a tour guide. And well, he could have said, I wasn't even Jewish, and he's right. So, but Misha has always been extremely supportive, and without his help, with Grisha, without his, well, because he had to take to take all the household things on himself, and he also had to work. Uh, he worked in Ashkelon day and well, like I think 18 hours a day, like 14 hours a day. I'm not sure if Misha's watching because he did join, but he's with Grisha now. Grisha's gotta definitely keep him busy, so I'm not sure. So thank you so much, Misha. Whatever the outcome is, you know, I'm really grateful for all the acceptance, understanding, and not really doubting that I could do it. Maybe he did doubt, but didn't say. So Misha would never say that to me anyway. Uh, yeah, these are really positive tears, no matter what. And there's also a few more things that I wanted to share with you. Is that So when I arrived, and a friend, well, of our family, picked me up from the airport, and without him, I, I would have had to take a very expensive taxi to Ashkelon. That probably would have cost me, I don't know, $80 or $90, I think. So that's a lot of money. So I'm also grateful to Misha for that. Another Misha is also Misha. And then I couldn't stay in Ashkelon. I stayed for one night, but then I realized that it wouldn't really make any sense to stay here for Shabbat. No public transport, far from everything, and being alone wouldn't have helped at all. So I I had some classes in the morning. I didn't cancel my classes, and then I left to Gush Dan, to the center of the country, and I managed to do 3 tours. And if you missed them, the recordings are on my channel. Well, since you're here and you're watching, then you know where my channel is. So, and then absolutely pure coincidence that I texted my group mate and asked whether he knew like anyone who had a room, a spare room or a spare sofa to crash on for one night only, for really like 5 or 6 hours. And he just happened to be leaving for Shabbat, and he had his room available, and he offered it to me. So Benny, if you're watching this, wow, thank you so much. And then I texted my another group mate Saturday morning after one of the viewers treated me with a gorgeous, absolutely delicious brunch in a great restaurant in a beautiful area in Tel Aviv. Um, Thank you so much, dear, for it. I don't know if you want me to name you or not, but thank you so much. So, and I just texted another group mate who I have mentioned so many times already on my tours. Her name is Sharon, and she's been living in Israel for like 42 years now. And she joined, well, she just invited me to study with her. And if you're following me on Instagram, that you might have seen some of the stories from the 25th floor in Tel Aviv Business Center, office center, where she's rented an office. And we had such a productive, 250% efficient study day, that I haven't studied like that in a while, because it wasn't easy to study, far from Israel, when you also need to study for the Tbilisi, or when I had to study for Amsterdam. Like, it's like it wasn't really easy combining the two or three. So uh, and Cheryl, like, she gave me so many insights on like how to actually approach the exam. So with all that and all these many months of studying under the guidance of Ben, our curator, well, it all worked. It all clicked, it all worked. And again, whatever the outcome is, i'm I think we've done a great job, and I would like to thank everyone. So it's a big milestone for me, and we'll see what happens next. And now I'd rather not look at my face because it's not really the most flattering view, I would say. So, and I would like to go over the comments, and if there are any questions, I would really, really love to answer them. Oh, thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Dolly. Thank you, Risa. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dolly. Thank you so much for everything. So, that's basically it. There's not really much to see because it's already dark, and I kind of felt it would be dark, but at least we've got to see a little bit of the Mediterranean, a little bit of the beach, and a little bit of the marina, where we, as I said, had so much fun. But we can also give it a try. I could give it a try, and I think you wouldn't mind it, since I still have some time before my class. I wanna take you over there, because I haven't been here for a while, and I know there was a lot of construction going on. So Ashkelon municipality has been really working hard. I mean, even before the war and even after the war, to at least well revamp some of the older areas. And well, I want to see if something has changed in that on that side. So um, well, this live stream is definitely different from all of my other live streams because it's not really full of content, like history wise, but it's an update, and I thought it would be, I would say, it would save all of us a lot of time because here I've shared the complete story with you. So I spent last night in Tel Aviv. Sharon also found me a beautiful Airbnb place at a very with a very good discount because, well, exactly now it's not really the most touristy season, unfortunately. The airport also, when I landed, well, when I was there, was empty. So that's a little bit sad, but also quite understandable. So what I'm showing you is nothing, just shrubs and sand. But I want to check something. I want to see if there is something special. But again, I'm playing it by ear now because I don't know, and obviously I hadn't really planned this live stream. This was last minute. So the previous live streams that I have done, that I did on Saturday on when was it? Oh, it was Friday. Yes, when the ones that I did on Friday, they have a lot more content. I did like 3 tours in Tel Aviv in different areas, my favorite areas, and I also mentioned to film one more area for you, and I will definitely do a tour about it. So I really, I really use my time wisely. And thank you so much for joining me on those tours, and thank you so much for tipping me and supporting me. So let me see. Yeah, there is one area that I showed you once on one of my virtual tours, but I haven't been there for a long time. And that area is quite nice and historic, and it just shows you how how much there is in Ashkelon. But there's nobody actually to see it. At least we can appreciate it, right? So if you just hang out with me for another 10 minutes, that would be great. I would really appreciate the company as I'm on my way to my class. Uh, I'm leaving tomorrow morning. It wasn't easy to be away from my boys for so long, but I knew my boys would do right, and they also needed this time together without me. I know that boys need their time, and I'm sure Misha's been sporting Grisha with pizzas and stuff. It's not like I'm not doing this, but boys are boys, and when they hang out without girls, they have a lot of fun. So I'm leaving tomorrow. Okay, we're almost there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Grisha is getting to look more and more like me. This is true. Okay, so here we are. If you watched my birthday tour, not in 2023, but in 2022, I this is when I had Oscar visiting. This is when we also had some Geneva on the beach. So I think it was 2022. Yeah, it was. So I took you here because they just then had only finished this nice public area, kind of historic area as well. And here they show different findings, archaeological findings made in Ashkelon in different areas. So This is all part of the um, Israel Antiquity Authorities, and it's just an open air exhibition about different different findings spanning really many centuries. For example, these are the stone basins used for water and for transportation. Like here, we can clearly see that it's still used for storage of the water. That's the rainwater, I think, for a couple of days. In fact, it's been stoning. It's been raining quite a lot here. Or over here, this is a kind of a capstone, like a stone that would take what kind of serves more like a well. Can you imagine the size? And you see, I don't see the water there, so maybe there is a drainage or something. So, but they would use different buckets for it, also smaller water containers, or the siphons. I hope I pronounce it right. So you can find so many of them in different areas of Israel. They would always they would be used extensively also in the Roman times with the system of aqueducts and pipelines. Here are some illustrations, by the way. There you go. So these explications were not here last time when I visited this area like this. Or of course the flour and water mills. And they have some nice illustrations. Yay! That's nice. Look. I'm not sure to which period this dates. And I don't think it's written here, but it's not easy to date non-organic material. So if there is no residue, like any organic residue, then you cannot just date a stone. Carbon 14 method does not work. So um, that's a part of a donkey meal. Uh, let me show you. Not, I haven't seen this illustration. I have not, but that's not something unusual. I would say this technique using different animals for the grinding of whatever cereals for flours for flour is not unusual, and and it would be in use up until the end of the Ottoman period as well. So that's what I wanted to see. The beautiful mosaic floor from the Byzantine period. Can you imagine that? That's if you watched my tours, like I don't know, in August 2022, just a few months after we made Aliyah, like even less than half a year, then you may remember me just trying to push my way through the grass and sand from the road, and I had to lift up the multiple layers of some cover materials to show you some pieces of the mosaic that the archaeologists kind of found, but still it wasn't ready, to put it on display, and then now we're looking at it. So here in Ashkelon, they at least have found 4 Byzantine churches. Can you imagine that? 4 churches. It's not like, one Byzantine church in like, 20 miles or something. 4 in a small city, in a small town. Of course, in Byzantine times, it was much smaller, but in Byzantine scale, it was still quite a lot. 4. I find it absolutely mind-boggling. Okay, just a few more things I want to show, and then I'll have to wrap this up if I want to be on time for my class. You remember, Lynn? Thank you so much. Yeah, of course, and it's great that it's in English because the temporary explications were actually in Hebrew, and I had to and I had to translate it with Google Translate, and Google Translate wasn't really as good as now. It was definitely has definitely evolved. It's interesting what I see here. That does look like a Byzantine mosaic. Like I haven't seen this mosaic before, and from here I can tell you that It's definitely has a lot of Hellenistic motives in it, that's for sure. And this guy looks very much like a Helios, but of course he's not. And so they're traveling. This is the sea, and the ship is definitely one of the biggest symbols of savior, in Christianity. And I have the fish here, which is also obviously Yahweh is also the synonym. Well, the symbol of Christ in early Christian periods when the Christianity was persecuted. So it's just interesting to see what the explications say. As I said, I have no idea what this mosaic is. No, that's not the one. Okay. No, it's not the one. So that's about the mosaic with geometric patterns over there. Yeah, that's somewhat 6th or 7th century. That's what they used to say. Now I think they actually given it even a bigger span. So I don't know what that mosaic is. That definitely is a new mosaic, but this could be a copy of the mosaic that had been found somewhere and discovered. This is quite a common practice to put uh, some copies of the mosaics, the historic mosaics, in some places. So it just was a guessing game, honestly, just done on just absolutely impromptu. Another mill, also driven by a donkey. Yeah, definitely. But that's an olive press. That would be used in olive making. Look, there you go. Okay, that's a nice donkey. Lovely, absolutely lovely. So it wasn't a waste. Just a quick experiment, but nice. So I bet this guy works 24/7. Oh, and also there is a part of a bigger press. That's so you see it looks like a screw. So that's another construction like a screw press. Obviously, such a heavy beam could not be really moved by an animal unless it was, I don't know. No, that was not possible for any animal unless it was like, I don't know, 10 horses or something. No, this kind of press it was like a screw press, and a person, a human being, would be just winding this, screwing this thing down all the way, and this would be pressing the olives, and then, the story. Okay, so this has been it. Who's the artist? I have no idea. This open air exhibition, it's been done by Israel Antiquities Authorities. So as I said, all these findings they were made in Ashkelon, mostly in this area. It's called Barnea. I mean, Barnea is a toponym you can find in Old Testament, and many things happened in Barnea. There are several ideas like where Barnea actually is, but it's definitely an important area where many events happened in the Old Testament period. Anyway, so it's just many things would be found on the construction site. Just this on construction site, and everywhere in Israel, before you build something, you need to invite archaeologists just to make sure there's nothing there. So salvage excavations, and these are the findings. So this is it. I have to run. As I said, for those of you who are watching this as a recording, thank you so much for doing this. Thank you for your interest, and thank you for your support. So the next tour I will be doing. Uh, Well, on my website you can find the schedule. There are already some tours scheduled. That I'm going to be doing a Hermitage, the Impressionists collection on Saturday. I'll be doing a Tbilisi live stream as usual on Sunday. I'll probably schedule it tomorrow when I'm in the airport. And I will be definitely scheduling more and more tours for sure. And definitely there's going to be a tour. Oh, it's going to be also a pre-recorded tour of Kutaisi with virtual tours as well. So in the description under the video, you will see all the links. Also, I have included the links for my Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal. Thank you so much for several PayPals coming in. Thank you so much for your support. And I'll see you very soon. I'll keep you updated. And it's been so nice to take you for this walk and to thank you properly in the spot where we actually started all this journey. It's not over yet. And I said, I don't know the results yet. And it can be anything. I mean, it can be either pass or fail, but at least in my own eyes, I haven't really screwed up big time. So we'll see. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for all the kind words, for all the hearts, for all the shamrocks. Thank you. And oh, this is a nice spot to wrap this up with. I like to show you some beautiful areas. Yeah. Well, we haven't seen the sea, but at least some palms. Okay, I really have to run, and I'll see you very soon. Thank you so much for everything, and bye bye.